We changed at least 3 different landlords, and each one of the landlords came in seemed to have been doing less than the other landlord. The building was falling apart.
I've lived in this neighborhood over 19 years. I've seen it at its peak of class, and I've seen it in the pits as it is now. In the last couple of years, everything has turned around, and it is definitely on the upswing.
Prospect Heights stands at the gateway to a sprawl of Brooklyn neighborhoods. Its rebirth, through a combination of business, government, and community initiative, is becoming a model for the nation to watch. What the community is doing about its housing problems is the story of this film.
Get out!
You the fortune teller?
Who are you?
That's an interesting question. Won't you tell me? Willie.
Willie? Prospect Place, Willie?
Get out of here fast.
All right.
Daybreak sneaks upon my camp once more. Niggas drowning in blackness stretched on the floor. Breakfast is served, a killer dealer from the sty. All boy go heaven, but no boy one die. Watch the thin line of rap and reality. Get yourself hurt, even cause fatal casualties. See, let me explain. This ain't no game. The words you talk can have you coming right about your frame. You understand where I'm coming from, Slim? Bucktown's the state of mind that I'm trapped in. If you wanna see me, have some sense. Keep your actions real, everything could be a read. Wicked-minded youth, then my lick off a shot. Cause the roots Philly round my way to get hot. Had to relocate, update with my inner. Build and destroy when I step in the center. I decipher in the night. Who roll tight? Boot camp click, no doubt. That's right, now you're sinking to sad him. Asking me to stop them from blowing away your sloppy double-chined husband. Mr. Ripper, I got lyrics out the Timbs. Heard the pride so bad, make you never talk again. And you call yourself a man, a cram to understand. Never step into your business unless you got a clan. I walk around town with the pound strapped down. That's only because it's mad real in Bucktown. It gets mad deep in the streets when you got to watch your back for beats, enemies, even your peace. I step to my business, stand strong on my own too. Do what I have to do to get true. If you're for real, then you know the deal. I do or die, and I never ran, never will. When I come around the block, I give mad love to the heads that I know, while the heads that I don't know watch as I step to my business. They witness me, constantly building with my family. Jealousy makes them enemies, so when them nine step correct me and my tech will put an end to these. Individuals who choose to use life for granted. What you gonna do when it's demanded? Will your boys leave you stranded in the midst of a battle where you get that ass shattered at your own risk? I hope y'all niggas get it right this time, cause in this life of mine I'm going out for crime, and I believe you got to take what you want to achieve. Some do have tricks up them sleeves. Crack down on the whack found background Bucktown. Get down if you're with the now. Cause what's happening, there's a whole lot of flapping. But watch what'll happen when we bring gun clappers in. Boot camp organized in the streets. In the industry on the rise with my peeps, but don't sleep. Cause you only manage to gain a mental block on your brain or a Glock to your frame. Basic training, boot camp, don't let shit slide. So we be ready for what be on the brick side. I walk around town with my pound strapped down. That's only because it's mad real in Bucktown. It gets mad deep in the streets when you gotta watch your back for the beasts, enemies, even your peeps. I step to my business, stand strong on my own too. Do what I have to do to get through. If you for real and you know the deal, I do or die, and I never ran, never will. Straight like that, beat miners for your crumbs. Yeah, better recognize. That's the only way to last long. Yo, I'm black out my mind in this shit.
Soldiers and Sailors Monument at Grand Army Plaza stands at the heart of Brooklyn's neighborhoods. To its northwest is Prospect Heights. Prospect Heights has a cultural mecca on its border. The Brooklyn Public Library, the Brooklyn Museum, and the Brooklyn Botanic Garden. With its more than 500 acres of rolling hills, meadows, and lake, Prospect Park offers neighborhood residents a touch of the country in the heart of the city. You used to be able to walk to Everett's Field from Prospect Heights. Jackie Robinson broke baseball's color line here in 1947, leading to civil rights breakthrough in the 50s and 60s. Everett's Field is gone, but the pride is not. Pride is a factor in holding any neighborhood together. The urban decay which affected the business strip on Flatbush Avenue, Park Slope, and its sister neighborhood, Prospect Heights, was met in the mid-60s with a program started by Brooklyn Union Gas called Cinderella. The Cinderella program took abandoned houses and storefronts and restored buildings to their original grace and style. The presence of Cinderella became evident in the neighborhood. Houses on Berkeley Place were renovated. Interest was spurred in renovation and refurbishing homes. A sense of neighborhood was established. Commercial revitalization was evident along Flatbush Avenue. It was important for two reasons. Stores serving people and perceptions of how a neighborhood is doing are often garnered when people ride through main thoroughfares that are also large commercial centers. On Flatbush Avenue, Prospect Heights and Park Slope come together. At one point, it looked as if this part of Flatbush Avenue was going to become a no-man's land, caught between the Prospect Heights and Park Slope neighborhoods. But something happened. The Cinderella effort spread. A storefront here, a storefront there, and before you knew it, people from both sides of the avenue were taking an interest in its future. The job is by no means done, but little things that are significant were beginning to happen. A racially mixed group of merchants and residents banded together to form the North Flatbush Avenue Betterment Committee. They managed to arrange for new ownership and policy for an Avenue theater that only showcased X-rated films. Now, there's a theater that's more in line with the residential character of the area neighborhoods on either side of Flatbush Avenue.
Feeling that Brooklyn Union has is that if these neighborhoods are allowed to deteriorate, that cancer will spread throughout the entire area, as we've seen in many other sections of the city. Brooklyn Union works with the local development corporations, the local block associations, and developers to try and bring this housing back to a decent level. We also feel that home ownership is a very important aspect of this program. That if these people buy houses and either share the ownership through cooperative measures, there's a better feeling of community involved, and the community tends to stabilize and even grow.
At the heart of the community's revitalization effort is the Prospect Heights Neighborhood Corporation, located here in this landmark public school building known as Old School 9. The goal of the Neighborhood Corporation is to improve the community's quality of life by assisting local businesses and by developing social programs in education, youth development, and housing.
This program, I feel, is truly the answer for people of low, moderate, and middle income for decent and affordable housing. Prospect Heights Neighborhood Corporation and the Prospect Heights Development Fund feel that if you do not have decent, affordable housing for people, you do not have neighbors and you do not have a neighborhood.
Prospect Heights is a very diversified neighborhood. It is very mixed economically and it's very mixed ethnically. We have black Americans, we have black West Indians, we have whites, we have Puerto Ricans, and we have some Mexican Americans in Prospect Heights. And you also have a very diversified economic strata within the community. You have low-income people, and we have some very well-to-do upper-income people living in the neighborhood.
Much of the effort to revitalize the housing stock in the Prospect Heights neighborhood involves a strong public-private community partnership. Their aim is to rehabilitate rental buildings and convert them to co-ops or condominiums. This is the special purpose organization of the Prospect Heights Neighborhood Corporation. It coordinates the activities of the participants, the city, the federal government, developer, architect, bank, and tenants.
The Prospect Heights Special Purpose Organization really represents a partnership between the private, community, and public sectors. Together, they form the 510 demonstration project in Prospect Heights. What it means to Brooklyn Union and to myself is that with scarce resources, we were able to participate not only by my participation in becoming president of the Special Purpose Organization, but we acted as a catalyst to bring in funds from not only the federal sector, but the city and other private sectors. The community played a very important role in that the initial idea came out of the Prospect Heights Neighborhood Corporation.
The Neighborhood Corporation's effort received the enthusiastic support of New York City officials. The emphasis of the community and the city is on preserving neighborhoods, not destroying them.
In New York City, we have tried to make the change from going into a neighborhood and demolishing it, taking away its character and building what some planner or designer thought would be best, and instead are going into neighborhoods to develop them as best they can be developed in their own context, using their own buildings and wherever possible, their own people. We believe very much in the difference, and we want to preserve the factors that made a neighborhood great and to build upon those factors neighborhood by neighborhood by neighborhood.
The Prospect Heights Neighborhood Corporation selected 5 buildings for renovation under Section 510 of the Housing Community Development Act passed by Congress in 1978. The buildings were old, but structurally sound. No tenants were displaced. Renovating the buildings was a challenge to the architect.
We selected these 2 buildings very intentionally because we ourselves wanted to show how we could both remodel buildings with tenants in them, and we also wanted to remodel buildings which we could do over completely, make into modern dwellings, take what used to be railroad flats, multiple rooms on a long string, and put them together in more contemporary, more family-type units.
An enthusiastic local builder was selected to take charge of the construction.
My company wanted to become involved in the Prospect Heights 510 demonstration because of what we viewed as the strong possibilities of the neighborhood itself. Its housing stock is excellent. The population is racially and economically integrated. I would say never have I done a job with so little vandalism or theft as this one. And I get the strong feeling that the people in the block, the people in the neighborhood are really supportive of the type of rehabilitation that we're trying to do.
The renovation of these rundown apartment buildings into co-ops marks a new beginning for this Prospect Heights neighborhood. Inroads have been made against the despair of abandoned housing. Despair has been replaced with the pride of ownership. Residents can buy their renovated apartments at a modest price of $250 to $500 a room. Today, 32 more families have new homes, and a total of 48 housing units have been refurbished. In total, 4 apartment buildings, including 2 abandoned buildings, were completely renovated. The Prospect Heights Neighborhood Corporation's housing effort is a clear-cut success. It will lead to other initiatives, including efforts in economic development. The industrial climate can certainly benefit by this labor market. The example of what can be done and what has been done gets people talking about success and coordinated efforts. Other sources of blight become targets. And soon, they are no longer sources of blight. The effects are cumulative. And soon, it saves a neighborhood. There are so many reasons for saving a neighborhood. Pride, and the spirit of challenge, and hope for the future.